Is this thing on?
You go. I liked your introduction.
Okay. Good day, everyone. We are semi-live on the morning after the St. Patrick's Day game between the Habs and the Bruins from our palatial suite at the downtown Montreal Airbnb.
Yes.
This is a APP road trip video, some bonus content. And we're just going to have a little chitty chat about last night's thrilling overtime victory. Cole Caufield's 40th goal of the season, first Hab to get one since Vincent Damphousse in
Damp House.
Yeah, Damphousse in 1994. Brendan Gallagher's 900th NHL game,
Yes.
in which he had an assist. And just what the general vibe in and around the building was like. And, it's very, very cold here in Montreal today. That wind is biting. And I live in Edmonton and it gets cold there, but it's a dry cold there.
Yeah.
It's not a dry cold here. It hurts. The wind hurts your face.
Well, it was lovely. We were staying close by, so it wasn't far, but we didn't plan well for eating out because it was St. Patrick's Day. So
yeah, all the pubs were full, had lineups, and it was not a day to be lining up outside for anything.
We were driving from Toronto, not the smoothest drive, as there was some weather and traffic and snowplows and whatnot. So we got here. We saw the game. We were in the 300 levels, but as with all seats in the Habs, very good view of the game. We met a lovely couple next to us that came down from Ottawa.
Shout out to Alexi and Chloe.
Chloe, yes.
Yeah.
And apparently they're new subscribers, so good
like
on
and
them.
Subscribe. Good on them. They didn't blow a tire.
That's right. They also talked, neither of us have ever been to Ottawa for a game. And he said, yeah, don't go unless it's a Habs game because the stadium is terrible. So interesting intel.
And it's in the middle of nowhere. And
yeah,
apparently they have a VIP package where you can get parking that lets you out right onto the highway for like an extra $20 over the cost of parking. Because people want to get the hell out of there fast.
Yes. All right. Back to our game last night. Definitely not a Saturday night atmosphere.
No.
It was funny watching.
There were Bruins fans there.
Oh yeah,
but,
absolutely.
It's St. Patrick's Day. I mean, but yeah, it's not. It lacked the spice of the Saturday night.
But also, like, we were watching we watched a little bit of everything this morning. A little bit of
Marinero, a little bit of the
Lapierre,
the
podcast.
New podcast. And yeah,
they were very effusive about the fact that it was a playoff game, playoff atmosphere. And I'm like, were they at the same game? Did they watch the same game? Because I'm sorry, I didn't. I felt like my brother said, Pat said that the players looked at sometimes like they were skating at cement.
Yeah, the podcasters all say, "Oh, it was a playoff atmosphere. They played a playoff style game." It's like, I don't know about that.
If that's a playoff style game, we're in trouble.
Well, they did acknowledge that there's still, because physical teams that Boston tried to push them around and largely succeeded. The Habs, pulled it out. They won the game, although they did give away a welfare point that they really should not have. And they weren't trying very hard at the end of the third period to try and get the third goal. They seemed to be playing 4 overtimes so that they could dominate like they usually do.
Which is an ongoing theme for our Habs. The last 6 minutes of the game, we were observing that there was a TV timeout, for instance, about 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
So they had a nice break. The Suzuki line had only played maybe 20 seconds of a shift. And I said to my brother, watch, they're going to put out the Evans line. Sure enough,
that's what they did.
Evans line came out.
For an offensive zone faceoff.
Yeah.
It's like,
do you want to score?
Yeah. Do you even want to score? They seem more intent on preventing a catastrophe than trying to make something happen.
And how does that translate to the playoffs? Because there's no 3-on-3 to count on.
No.
So that's technically, even though they were only down by 1 goal each period,
No, they
that
weren't. They were tied each period.
no, but they
Oh,
they
they
left the
fell
first goal,
behind.
fell
Yes.
behind, so that was
They
technically
never
their
led until the very end. Yeah.
22nd um, time that they've come from
Yeah.
behind. Not
Yeah.
as much of a comeback,
Yeah.
but 3-2 final score. We got some feedback about not talking about the score, so 3-2 was the final score. Um, but yeah, I wasn't as happy with the performance as many others seem to be happy with. I was happy with some players. Anderson was great,
Well, you know who was
except on that
good?
breakaway.
Well, the breakaway was a joke. I mean, he gets the breakaway and then he just sort of flips the puck into Swayman's glove. It's like it had no mustard at all on it. Like, I don't even know it was like a practice thing. Just like he gets all that energy getting away from his check and then he just goes flip. And
But
like, what was that?
and we weren't sure, and then we saw the replay. It was like, no, it was as bad as we thought it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. Wasted opportunity there. But you know who played well? I mean, the usual suspects played, like Dobish.
He
Let's
was
face it, if he
very
doesn't
good.
stop that breakaway
Done.
in overtime, we don't get the chance to come back up the ice and win the game. And I don't need to tell you what would have happened if Monty was
We
playing that
shouldn't even
game.
be talking about Monty anymore.
We shouldn't.
Done. He's dead to me.
He who shall not be named. But you know who played well?
Who's
It was
that?
Carrier. He must
Yes.
he must have known we were coming,
Yes.
because he made a couple of really good defensive plays.
More than a couple.
More than
actually.
a couple,
He
like,
was consistently good.
it's
And
the
he
best
stood
game I've
someone up
seen.
at the blue line.
Yeah,
remember?
he stood up. It was Pasternak.
Oh, yeah, it's
And
Pasta.
I don't think I've seen him play this
He
well
made Pasta
this
El
season.
Dante.
Yes, he was not. He said, no pasta, too many carbs. You stay on that side of the blue line. But no, like,
Very happy
this
to see that.
season, I don't think he's played a better game than he played last night. Last season he was better. This year he's been abysmal, but last night he tip of the cap. He got his business done and was useful. And of course, the usual suspect like Hudson with his that shift in overtime was just amazing.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like 2 minutes of ice time and he was still had plenty of gas in the tank. That could have been a 10-minute overtime. He would have still been good to go.
Yes.
Caufield, again, he was around.
He had several opportunities.
He had opportunities. Swayman stopped a couple of them. Like, Swayman played well. But you could see in overtime where I was watching him because we were very anxious to be in the building to see the 40th goal. And I saw him sort of slip around and sort of get lost in the weeds and park himself at the side of the net. And Suzuki found him, as he often does. And yeah, it was beautiful. And they did the RDS interview after with Marc Denis. I couldn't hear any of it. People were just so
much cheering,
loud. Yeah, it
now,
was.
One thing I did want to mention, we forgot about, we talked about at the beginning of the game, they introduced the players and then they show you who the refs are going to be. We immediately saw Wes McCauley on the screen and I turned to who would become Alexi. I didn't know his name at the time. And I said, we're screwed. Because Wes McCauley, I don't know if he doesn't like the Habs, but I don't like the way he refs, and that was an abomination, that game.
Yeah, I mean,
and I also said this morning to Pat that what is the deal with Boston? I have never seen, like, what are they, a soccer team now?
Yeah,
so much diving.
McAvoy.
Wow.
I mean, they were like previous incarnations of the Boston Bruins would be embarrassed.
Yes.
By these clowns. I mean, the way they flopped around but they know what works. And to a large extent, it did work with sucking in.
I don't know if it sucked in or if it just made it easier for McCauley and company.
Well, maybe, but there were plenty of Habs players getting tripped and interfered with, like that
interference.
It was almost Kapanen, I think.
It was a 2-on-1.
Yeah, and I mean, Kapanen was mugged.
Didn't have the puck, by the way.
No, he was trying to get the puck over, but he was mugged.
Yeah,
he was mugged.
Yeah.
But lots of stuff away from the play. That they let a lot of stuff slide on one side.
I mean, the high sticks were legitimate. The calls of Montreal, unfortunately, they were quite careless with their sticks. But during the 4-minute power play, there was at least one egregious offense committed by that would have been an easy call. They
Yeah.
had already scored the first goal.
Yes.
Boston.
Yeah.
Would have been an easy call. It was definitely a penalty.
Yeah.
And the refs right there, nothing. So we had the pathetic failure of the week. Last week was the refs.
It might be this week.
It might have to be a repeat
outcome
performance
of the next couple of games. But yeah, not impressed with the officiating. Although in the end, it did not cost us the game. But yeah, I think we both agree that yes, it was an exciting game. A lot of things happened. It was fun, but that is not the way to play. They still relied way too much on Dobish being fantastic and making these saves, but they got, they allowed too many open looks.
Yeah. But also, I want to ask you a question. We need to look this stat up for the next actual episode. How many times has Montreal been to overtime this season? Because it seems like if they have 10 welfare points,
they have 10 overtime losses.
That's right. And they've won.
I have to look it up. But...
And Caufield has a ridiculous number of overtime winners this year. He had 8 winning goals this season so far, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's 9 last night at least. Yeah. But I would say they've been to overtime maybe 20 times. Well, too many times though. And you don't get 3 on 3.
They're one of the highest scoring teams in the league, but they're also one of the highest scored against teams in the league. So their margin in any game is not large. So a lot of games will go down to the wire and down to overtime and shootouts because they just can't, they've had trouble holding leads. Hopefully that's less of a problem now that he who shall not be named is on the scrap heap. But a lot of it is their defensive zone coverage, which is a shambles on many nights.
Yeah, and their penalty kill,
and their penalty kill is very mid.
So third period penalty kill last night, thumbs up, very good. And of course, it was a 4-minute they were killing in the first, but they spent the entire time practically of that 4 minutes in their zone. I have a theory about that when they were playing with the person who will not be named, they had to collapse because they had to goaltend for him. So they didn't clear the puck as much because they were afraid to leave him open and let him do his job. They don't realize they don't have to do that anymore. The Dobish does his job. Fowler does his job.
Well, that goal that Zacha scored off of that was assisted by Matheson.
That was
Matheson lets that go.
That was not good.
It goes into Dobish's pad and it's a save, and he covers it up. Matheson gets it on his stick blade and it goes straight.
He got the assist.
He got
the assist there.
If you're going to mess around with the puck, I know these composite sticks, they're very
reactive.
Well, they're
flexible.
It's not like a wood stick. It's very hard to cradle the puck. Like when you get a pass with a wood stick, you can accept the pass and then the puck just sort of sticks to the blade. With the composite sticks, it bounces off the blades. A lot of passes, the puck, it's like a rubber ball almost. It just boings off the blade because of the way the stick is made, and it makes passing difficult. Like you have to, a quick shot like that. I mean, it wasn't a pass; it was a quick shot, and Matheson just instinctively put a stick in front of it, but it just careened off like it hit the boards and bounced out.
I mean, I'd have to look at the replay again, but to me, it's like if he had taken the body and let the goalie handle the puck, he might not have had that problem.
But that's a quibble. I mean,
but that's what we're here for.
Yes,
quibbling, and we're on a couch now, so we can comfortably criticize from a couch.
Yes,
now. We're together. He's not in Edmonton. I'm not in Toronto. We're here for you. And on that
for
note,
us.
And on that note, are we done, or do we have more to say? I think that's probably enough.
We got things to do. I got to hit the gift shop. I think we're going to go to Beauties and have a mishmash. just people to see, things to do.
Yes.
Warmer clothing to buy.
Oh my God, yeah.
But rest assured, we will be watching the Detroit game on Thursday from a bar.
Are we going to go to
we have tickets to
right?
Hurley's for the Basu and Godin podcast that's being done, which is done after the...
Is he going to wear his apron?
I don't know.
To serve us? Sorry,
we have tickets for it. We might do that, or we might say,
or maybe we'll go to the revived Peel Pub, which looks exactly
reopened
the same as
yesterday.
The old
it looks
pub.
exactly like.
But they claim that the beer is good this time.
It's not recycled anymore. But we'll be somewhere. Like yesterday, it was impossible with St. Patrick's Day. There was lineups everywhere. It's like you're not getting in anywhere. So we just went to Dunn's and had smoked meat. But
very expensive smoked meat, by the way.
Well, everything's
shocked.
Expensive. Everything's expensive here. What's the gas? It's like $1.78
I didn't look,
or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, we'll be doing stuff. So after Thursday's game, we'll do another one of these little dealies. We're going to the Laval game on Friday, so we'll be busy then.
They already know.
We'll probably do something after the Saturday
We don't need to
game.
rehash.
Yeah. But
until next time, we're going to end it here. Catch you on the flip side.
Yeah, on the flippy flop. Yeah. Bye.